just work tutoring.
No.
Hi.
Look at us with our little curly hair.
I know, and our little dresses, you're so much more tan than I am though. Right, hey everyone, welcome to another video. If you're new, my name is Joanna and we are carrying on today with our second channel Q&A series.
We love second channel because we like the underdog.
Yeah, we do. Highly requested guest on the second channel Q&A.
Is she in demand?
Is Miss Jena Goldsack. Do you want to come say hi?
Hi.
It's our favourite bald man.
Hi.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
Oh,
should I be?
I don't know. I've not looked at any of the questions yet.
God.
So.
Okay.
Alright, well, do you want to start off? We'll ease you in. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? And what do you do?
I hate it when people are like, can you explain your job?
Fun fact.
This happened. Who was, when I first met Niall, what do you do? Basically, I've been a model for 11 years. I got scouted when I was 17, moved from Cornwall to London. I was there for like a year or maybe a year and a half, and then went straight to New York, and I've been back and forward with New York for the last 10 years.
Modelling.
Yes. But I also study ocean conservation, and I'm slowly getting into, I want to be a coral gardener basically. I just want to scuba dive all day and do something with that. Coral gardening is what I want to do, because I just bob around all day and help the ocean replenish itself.
Basically the coolest girl on the planet.
I'll second that.
Tell us about modelling, like catwalk modelling, shoot modelling.
I started being quite commercial, doing things like ASOS and stuff, because I was still in college
Okay.
for a year. So I was like, I think I was in college like Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'd get the train to London, do ASOS Thursday, Friday, and I thought I am set for life. And then I slowly merged into doing magazines and editorial. And when you get magazines and editorial things, that's when your exposure goes up, and then other bigger brands want you. So then maybe 19 or 20, I did my first fragrance campaign, which is like what every girl wants really, in my eyes. And it kind of went from there, and then I was doing like bigger stuff.
Are you a supermodel?
My mum calls me a supermodel. You call me a supermodel.
Yeah, I do. We throw into what's a supermodel versus a model.
They don't really seem to exist anymore. That's like a big 90s thing, I think. Maybe like the Bella Hadids and stuff. But I honestly don't know what would differentiate a model from a supermodel anymore, apart from the amount of jobs you're doing. A normal model can still work 5 days a week. It's just maybe it's not seen as much as a supermodel status. I don't know. I don't think they exist anymore.
Alright, next most asked question then is like, how the hell do you know us? Did you end up here? Like what?
I met Ash, Niall and Luke and Ellis at the same time in Devon doing our very good friend Laura Crane's surf and yoga retreat. That was last September 21. You were in Devon as well, so I don't know why you couldn't pop
Because
up.
nobody wanted me to
Clearly she wasn't invited.
See anyone.
I remember getting out the car and I was like, is everyone just northern here? And then Ellis was behind me. He was like, I'm not. So we just gelled after that, I think, and then it kind of went from there. And then I think it was like
October.
maybe 3 weeks after that, you guys came down to London and we all went to Topgolf together. Sam wasn't there, was she? Yeah.
No.
And then we just came friends from that. I would come up to Leeds, and whenever you're in London, I'd come and see you. We gelled.
We gelled.
And
then we also work together in LA as well, right?
Yes, so because I work in LA and I'm in New York, so I mean it's easy enough for me to come back and forward because I work in both. So I had a couple jobs in LA and it kind of worked out. We went to the desert together. We did. Which is my fondest memory.
Yeah, it's
so happy.
Me too, yeah, me too. Maybe we'll ping up some. What is your biggest goal in life?
I'm very different from the squad in the sense I've never made a goal in my life. I know you guys like set it and it's like what you would achieve, but I kind of, even in school and stuff, I bumble by and somehow, because I don't put stress on myself.
It fell flat on your feet.
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't put stress on myself, I think you guys are very hard on yourselves, especially the boys. If you don't do something, you're hard on yourselves. But I just kind of breeze through life. It's like that coaster that you've got over there that we were reading last night. It's just no fucks were given and you've made it. So I've never really made a goal, and if something comes to me, then that's great and it's meant to be. But I don't have goals with modelling as such. Like, as I was saying before, like doing fragrances is like the biggest thing for me, and like beauty stuff. I had a hair commercial that was out for 4 years, which was great for me. But with my life goals, I need a purpose, as we were talking about last night. And my purpose is to help replenish the ocean, so that, like what I was saying, like coral gardening would be my purpose in life, because it's not just a hobby for me. Helping the whole world, it's helping like 50% of oxygen comes from the ocean, so we need to help it. And that's kind of my biggest goal in life, is to help that.
Where are you based right now?
So, right now I'm in 5i in Sammy Golding's room. Me and Sam have swapped places because she's on the east coast of America and I'm here. I came back from New York last week because I needed to renew my visa. So my family are in Cornwall, I'm in London. So I'm in London for summer basically. And I'll be going either back to New York or LA September, October time.
Cool. Do you prefer being in America than you do being in the UK?
You might argue this, I feel quite English and like patriotic, but not in the sense that you love the Queen, like you love the Jubilee. I miss little things like the English sense of humour and stuff, and
I love the Queen.
you love the Jubilee. You're like, sorry, I'm busy, I've got the Jubilee. But America to me, it feels like home because I've been there for so long, but most of my friends in New York are European. I think the way that America's going right now, it doesn't feel very homely, like you don't feel wanted in a country that's just going literally backwards, and it's going to be the Handmaid's Tale in no time. So I do prefer England in that sense, that it's a bit more, in my eyes, like the freedom, but there's more opportunity in America work-wise. You can just literally wake up and do absolutely anything in especially in New York and LA, in those big cities.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but I think I balance both quite well. So in total, I think I do like 6 months in England, 6 months in
Where would you say home is?
I think home is where all my friends are at this point, which is mostly like my close girlfriends that we all like grew up together in the modelling world. We can kind of have each other's back in that sense, and we all like understand each other, is New York. And we all live in like a 10-minute radius of each other, so it's just nice, and that feels homely. But in New York, you do have to compromise like your living situation, and everyone has very small apartments. The rest of the world, very normal to have living with cockroaches or rats. Everything just gets looked over, or your landlord's it's just there's so much that people cut up with, but it's New York, so you're like, oh my. Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'9", taller than Ashley.
By 6 inches. Did you end up going through a traditional method of like education and going through uni, or when did you leave education?
I did college, but you've got a lot of American followers, don't you? So I would have done high school up to 18. So
you left education at 18?
Yeah, so in my school, we finished, it was primary obviously, and then secondary we did till year 11, but I know some schools go up to year 12, which is sixth form.
Yeah.
So I left high school at 16 and then went to our college, which is like the next 2 years. And I didn't do university, but I'm studying now again. But it's like an open thing, so I can start and look at it whenever I want, start and stop. So it makes my life a bit easier.
That's to do with the ocean.
Yeah, that's ocean conservation. And I've been doing that since COVID time, so 2020. But I got long COVID so badly with my brain, like my brain fog and my concentration was really bad for a year. So I put that on a back burner, but now I'm back in business and I'm like,
yeah, baby.
Yeah, it makes me feel so productive when I'm just sat at home and just studying as well.
Is there anything you regret not doing when you were younger?
I did everything. If there was something I wanted to do, then I would just do it. And my mum gave me a lot of freedom. Like, she wasn't a strict mum at all. So a lot of my friends in school were the year above me. So when it got to doing our GCSEs, they had a lot of time off because you meant to be going off studying, and I was in year 10, they were in year 11. So they would just go to the beach all day. So I was like, obviously I'm going to go to the beach all day as well. And I remember I was just skiving off school all the time. My mum, she was really worried about me at one point, but my dad was kind of like laughing about it because he was probably the same. But even then, like, she wasn't super, super strict, and she always gave me the freedom to travel everywhere. And like, we didn't have a lot of money, but I remember she would try her best to like give me those opportunities. So there was nothing.
Did you do pretty well in school?
I didn't get below a C.
Wicked.
Got A, B's and C's.
That's savage. Did you ever get homesick?
Yes and no. Like, I have my whole family is still in Cornwall, so when I went back last week, and when I'm there, I'm like, oh, this is just the life, just like chilling by a harbour and by the beach all day. But I couldn't live there because I'm so used to like city life now and everything being fast and convenience as well. Like, nothing's open on a Sunday, which I'm not used to anymore, and just little things. Like, I remember in COVID, I was at my mum's for 6 weeks and the printer wouldn't work, and I was like, Mum, I just want the printer to work, which was so over dramatic at the time, but it was COVID and everyone was a little bit sensitive. No, because if I'm lucky enough that if I kind of can work anywhere, so if I do feel homesick, I would fly wherever I felt sick from, but that's not really England anymore. I get homesick for New York when I'm not there for a couple months, actually. I didn't realise that until you just said it.
Well, how did COVID affect your work, your life?
You know what? COVID was one of the busiest years of my life.
Really?
Because they started calling me Loophole Jena, because I was happy to work in like close proximity to people when we were allowed to, and a lot of girls did. Obviously, like, their parents might have been vulnerable and they weren't comfortable with it, and I was okay with doing that because I went back up to London and I was living alone. So then there were also like those bans on like countries were banning England, so I would fly to a country that didn't ban England, do a COVID test there just to check I was fine, and then go to wherever the job wanted me. So Europe-wise, I was travelling quite a lot, and then it got to the point, one of my good friends lives in France, so I was like, I'm just going to come to you and then stay with you and then go into Switzerland, because everywhere's so close and easy in Europe. And a lot of the American girls couldn't fly into England. So when I was there, I was busy because they couldn't fly anyone else in. So but now, I mean, it's more of a, you see it now, rather than like a lot of high streets brands have now closed. And high streets are pretty drab in England now, aren't they? So in that sense, yes. And I feel like everyone now sells themselves on Instagram. So it's just changed it, because rather than going to a shoot, those brands can send clothes to someone on Instagram and it's sold. Yeah. So it's similar to that. So yeah, it did. I was busy to start with, and then it's kind of, it has changed. Like a lot of clients are now paying less because they've realised there's always someone that will do it for less. Yeah. So you just have to adapt.
Yeah. The only other question I was going to ask about modelling, mainly because I'm intrigued and not because anyone else has asked it, is like, how does it work in terms of, do you, like the level that you're at now, obviously been doing it for 11 years, do you go out and look for jobs? Do people come to you? How often do you do jobs? Is it like you can be really busy and then do nothing for 6 months? Like what does it look like? How does it work?
I don't have to, my agent does everything, so it's similar to like you managing the boys. Clients will come to them. Clients usually are like, we need a brunette girl with blue eyes. Can you send a package of girls? Because they'll have a bunch of girls and kind of pick their favourite. Sometimes people approach me on Instagram, so I just
realised that you're brunette with blue eyes.
Sometimes people approach me on Instagram, but I usually just give them my agents. I don't want anything to do with it. I just get overwhelmed. It comes in big waves, like, which is the same with a lot of my friends. So I remember February, I was never been so tired because I was flying. I think at one point I went from New York to LA, to the Bahamas, back to the East Coast somewhere, back to LA, and I was just working every single place. Like, it was like a triangle in America, and it was really getting to me. And I remember flying back to England and I saw you guys and I was literally delirious.
Yeah, you were, yeah. I
was making no sense, apparently.
I don't think, you don't remember being with us, do you, either?
No. And I remember I had to go to Milan for a show the next day, and I was just like, I had to wake up again. I was on American time and it was 6 a.m. and I was like, but there's always an end in sight, which gets me through it. Yeah. It's usually like a few weeks of that, and then you can chill for a few weeks as well. So it always seems to come in waves. I just got back from America last week, but then in 2 days' time I have to go to Montreal, come back Saturday, and I'll go to Ibiza, but that's for fun, not work. And then I have to go to Denmark after that, and then hopefully Iceland for that, to shoot with the whales that I'm an ambassador for. So yeah,
Tell me about the whales.
Whales. I became an ambassador of a thing called the Beluga Whale Sanctuary, and they saved 2 belugas from China. They've been in captivity for 10 years. They flew them on a giant cargo plane to Iceland, where they've been put in the world's first, I call it whale retirement. It's like a whale bay. So I went and did a story with them before for Vogue. Hopefully we're going to go again in August, just to get keep momentum up so people know about it. And it gives places like SeaWorld, who they say, oh, what are we going to do with these animals? We have to keep them in captivity. It gives them an out now, and they don't have any excuse. And I think there's going to be room for up to 10 belugas, so they'll have a little pod of little rescue whales one day.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so hopefully at the end of August we'll go back to Iceland and do another story. I really want it in Nat Geo. So actually I guess that's a big goal for mine, is getting into National Geographic. So I've gone from wanting to be in Vogue, I've done that. And it gets to the point where it's it might be the same for competing in gymnastics. It's I've done this, now what? I've been in a magazine, now what? So now I want to merge that way.
I do feel like I've any type of goal. I remember literally waking up the morning after I'd finished my finals, and I was like,
and it's I guess that's why a lot of people kind of feel very lost, because it's well, what happens now? I've done what I've needed, or felt like I needed to do, or felt like I can't be any better in the modelling world in my eyes. So now I do want to merge. Now I've turned into a nature geek, and I want to be in National Geographic.
Out of the boys, who do you fancy the most? Ellis, Leek, Niall, or Ash?
Ashley, because of his wonderful personality.
Oh, bless you.
Snog, marry, avoid from the boys.
Snog, marry, avoid, or snog, marry, kill? I'd marry Ashley. Yeah. Ashley's turned into a real top bloke. Last time, I haven't seen you for 4 months.
Right.
And you just, I'd have to snog Niall, I guess, and kill Luke.
Perfect. Are you dating Ellis?
I'm not, no. Everyone needs to stop asking me this on his YouTube, because Ellis is literally 8 years younger than me, and I'm basically his big sister at this point.
Why are you asking you that? Devon?
Because we went to Devon together, yeah.
What do you think about Jay and Ash?
Favourite couple in the world.
Perfect.
Can't wait to be their flower girl at the wedding.
Yeah! Let's go.
Favourite trait about each of the squad members? I'll name a member and you tell me your favourite trait, alright? Ellis.
The way he wakes up so early.
Yeah.
It's going to be sarcastic on him. Sammy.
I can't be sarcastic about Sammy because I'm just Love her. She's just so motivated and happy all the time, isn't she? I'm not going to be sarcastic around Sam.
Joey.
The way he's always naked.
Ashley. His ability to grow hair.
His ability to grow. Do you know what? You were a grumpy old man and now you're very happy.
Oh.
So good for you.
Oh, thank you.
Love it. Stoney.
Stoney's ability to wake up really early and be in a really good mood when he's up.
Niley.
Do you know what? Niall does get very motivated quite easily. It's just a shame he can't keep it. I do like his motivation for stuff.
Baby G.
Hey Jay, your ability to literally be Superwoman and manage all of those people, those lot, keep your own together as well and just run your whole life. I think you're a star.
Thanks. Thanks. All right, we will conclude the Q&A with the question that I always ask people at the end of these Q&As, and it's if you could go back and tell your past self something, what would it be? And if you could go forward and ask or tell your future self something, what would it be? And I should maybe have prepared you for this one.
Yeah, maybe.
But if you watched my Q&As, you'd know that I always ask this question.
My past self, I would probably say, don't worry about too much about the future, which then
Love it.
in the future also kind of works out as well. I get that tattooed on me.
You just chill out, innit?
Yeah,
Awesome.
not that deep.
Love it.
Don't worry about things.
Thanks, Jen.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye. In the gossip
Is
shares.
that what your therapist said to you? Don't worry about
Don't
things.
worry about
No, thank you so much. I feel like a lot of people, I purposely threw those funny questions in at the end, but I purposely wanted to just talk about you because I feel like you're awesome and not a lot of people feel like you've popped up. You're like one of those
I'm
skunk machines that you smack with the hammer, like you just keep
Whack 'em all.
Yeah, literally. And nobody really understands
No one knows who I am,
you are,
I'm just around
what you do and
sometimes.
stuff like that. So hopefully this gives people insight.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching. Awesome. So thanks guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below who you want to see next on
This is West London.
Gangster Just Work. You can see next on the second channel Q&A. Keep smashing it and remember anything is possible.
If you
Just work. Work.
I reinvented this.
Bye. Let's go get drunk.